We're working on pivot tables. This is a brief introduction. This is a bank. We have over 700 rows of data. We want to quantify this. First, keep the data normalized. That means no subtotals in the middle. Also, no blank rows or columns within. Otherwise, you will have a train wreck. And when you're doing this thing here, I'm using 2016. I go to the Insert tab. This will work with people with the 2007 and version 2013. They gave you recommended ones that you could do. It shows a little sample. I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to do my own pivot table, and I always put it on a separate page. You can put it where you want, but that is a better idea. So this is where the pivot table will appear, and we're going to just do a few quick things here. I'm going to drag branch into the columns. We have three branches here, or three branches: Central, North County, West Side. And next I want to see amounts. I drag amounts down here. Next, I want to know what count types I've done. I drag that into the rows. So it's giving me a summary. It's just showing what the total is here. Now watch this. If I click on open by, it goes down here and it would say it was a new account or a teller. You can format also. I could just highlight these, click on the comma, and I'm just going to zoom this screen up a little bit. When I click in here or click off, the pivot table information changes. If I add customer, and it's showing even more detail. Now what I can do in here, just to show a few other things here, let's say I don't want customer. I click and drag it off. It's showing our grand total for whether it was the month or the week. I can further customize this if I go into weekday, but I can also do a filter here. I'm going to drag into here, into weekday here. I've got a filter. Watch this. I click inside here. I want to know what we did on Wednesdays. It's just showing what we did on Wednesday. I did a filter in here for Thursday. Okay, so we're getting data that is narrowing down. Let's say I want to do some more filtering. I could filter into banks. And if I do that right now, I will go and click on branch. I could remove it. Watch this, I put it over here. It's showing the branch here into the filter. And then I can see what's going on in the North County, giving me a summary. You might want to see what's going on with all of them. You drag it into here. And if I want to go into dates now, I can drag dates into filter. And what I would want to do here, I don't want some redundancy here. I'm going to pull out weekday. I'm going to click on date. And it's just showing certain dates here. It's showing dates for the month. So I could say here what happened on November 6th. If it's blank, it means nothing was done or accomplished. Other thing too, it will refresh if you're working inside here. However, if I go into here and I'm just going to type in 500,000 here or 5 million, just to be dramatic, it will not show it in here. Now, what? Because I should be seeing here, if I want to say, you could select multiple items too. I could go here. If I check this off, check, check, check. So it's showing multiple items here. I'm going to put everything in here. Okay. Now, what I want to do, I'm talking about. I'm going to get rid of the filter here. we had a huge change here. If I'm on this thing in here, I have to refresh it. I'm on the pivot table tools here, and to do this I click on refresh all, and you will see that 5 million showing up there. I'm going to go back here, change this to 5,000, go back into this tab here, refresh. I'm going to click inside here first so you can see this here. I'm going to say refresh all. The numbers have changed. If you don't do it, I do believe when you print it, it will straighten out. Last thing here, this is a very cool feature here. They have a thing called slicers, and I'll show you that. This is an overview of pivot tables. So I'm going to go into this here, and let's say I want to do a slicer for the branch. I say check it off, say OK. Now this is even cooler. I just want to know what's going on in North County or the West Side. Let's say I want to know what's going on in Central and the West Side. I hold down the Control key. You could have multiple slicers. So let's say I could resize this like a little graphic. Next thing here, I'm just going to go back into here. You could change the design of your table too. But let's go back into the Analyze here. I could add another slicer. And let's say I want to know the type. And I could again move this, resize it. Let's say I only want to know the CDs in the North County. It's going to show everything that's going on there. I could add a slicer for dates and everything so I can get a snapshot view. It's relatively easy doing these things. You just have to pay attention and be cautious, and the more you practice with it and the more you inquire the data, the more success you will have.